GOAT, or perhaps StockX? When choosing where to buy your brand new sneakers, what site do you choose?
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
So what's the difference between these two? And truly, can you really trust GOAT? I mean, sure, some of you have heard of these sites such as GOAT, Poshmark, StockX, which sell used or brand new clothes, or in this case, sneakers, that you can't really find anywhere else, right? Pretty much how it works is GOAT, StockX, or Poshmark, they essentially act as a middleman between you and the seller of whatever you're trying to buy. In this case, sneakers. But can they really be trusted? I mean, sure, I actually haven't had that much experience with either StockX, Poshmark, or GOAT. I mean, this is the first time I've actually bought from GOAT. So take my review and my experience with a grain of salt. This is the first time I'm buying from them. And the only experience I've actually had with all of these other companies are just videos that I found on the internet, talking and reviewing about them, just how I'm talking to you guys now. So let's get started into at least my experience with GOAT, right? So I'm actually probably gonna put this on the screen right somewhere around me, or probably to the side of me, just so you guys can see. And I actually start recording right now on my phone. And I'll blur some stuff out, I'll take care of all the details. But the shoes I actually bought, right? And if we go back to the own shoes, I actually bought some Nike SB Blazer Mid deconstructed in the Summit White colorway. And so just looking at this, just some basic stuff about the sneaker. And then whenever I actually went to order, right, I got everything. It's apparently the shoe when I bought it was brand new shoe, nothing really happening to the shoe. It was fine as far as I'm concerned. And so the question I had when going and actually trying to find these sneakers, or this pair of sneakers, because I've seen them before and I've actually wanted to buy them beforehand, when considering which one of these actual sites to use, I had to consider many things. I had to consider the price of the shoe, how cheap were they gonna sell it compared to the other sites, the validity of the shoe, if the shoe was actually gonna be as listed, because you don't want to buy a new shoe and then get a half-used shoe that is in really bad condition, but you're still paying a really high markup just for the shoe. And that it was gonna be a fast site, so that it wasn't actually gonna take long for the actual product to get verified and to get to me. I wasn't about to just spend money on a product and then get it 3 months later, because that's not really efficient way of doing things. So I had to consider all these things, and as when I looked at the prices of this actual product, or the shoes I actually bought on StockX and GOAT, the price of the shoe was actually cheaper on GOAT, so I went with that option. I went ahead and I was looking through some shoes because I wanted some new shoes for back to school, essentially, because I'm still in high school. I'm going into my senior year of high school, 12th grade. And I looked at these shoes, which I found were really good, and the price was actually pretty decent. It was the Nike SB Blazer Mid Deconstructed Summit White. Pretty nice looking shoe from what I've seen. There's not a lot of pictures, at least in GOAT, of the shoe, but just from one side I can see it's a really nice looking shoe, and that's actually what I wanted. I wanted a shoe that I could essentially pair up with anything. I do a little bit of skating, so the fact that it's a Nike SB will benefit me. The shoe will actually last longer, be a little bit more comfortable. And so I was looking through it, and I found the price to be really cheap as compared to now. And so whenever I bought it, I bought a size 8, no lid. So that's one of the things you also have to check, at least with GOAT. Some of the actual products, such as shoes, will come without a box or a box lid, which will essentially devaluate the price of the shoe, which means for you as a consumer, you're gonna get a cheaper product, and your whole buy is gonna be better. I mean, if you're not gonna put the shoe and the box in a glass case of some sort and you don't really care for the box, then it's gonna be best for you to invest in a shoe that has no lid, because that will mean that the overall price of the shoe is gonna be cheaper and you're gonna be able to buy it more easily. So I went through GOAT, found that the shoe for size 8 was around $55, and compared to StockX, they had it for around $65, $75. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna choose GOAT. Now, I haven't actually used StockX, like I probably mentioned before, but if I didn't mention it, I'm mentioning it now. I haven't used StockX. The only thing I've actually used up to this point is GOAT. And so I went ahead and bought the thing. What you may not know, and you actually have to make sure you know this before you're buying a shoe, on GOAT at least, is that you're actually gonna be paying not only for the shoe, but you're also gonna be paying for the shipping and tax. So you gotta take those into consideration. If you only have $60 and you see a pair of shoes in GOAT for around $60, you might want to hold on to your money or save some money first, because you're gonna have to take into account shipping and tax. Now, the shipping, at least for these for products in GOAT, is a little bit expensive. I don't think there is a free shipping option on any of the shoes, but at least in my case, the subtotal was $55. The shipping was $10, so you gotta keep that in mind. The shipping was $10 and the tax was $5, right? So the actual total of the shoe came out to $69.95. And I actually ordered this on the 6th of August. Now today is actually the 13th of August. Time-wise, it was around 5 to 7 days. And considering that the shoe goes from the seller to the middleman, which in this case was GOAT, to me, the buyer, it was a really good time. You know, I didn't have to wait that long, only for about a week. They made sure that the shoe was verified. It was a legitimate product, and that I was getting the product that I was paying for and wasn't getting scammed, which might be why you're actually looking into buying from places such as GOAT and StockX, because they're gonna verify the product and make sure you, as the consumer, don't get scammed by malicious agents just trying to get your money. But enough with the order process and everything like that. I'll explain maybe a little bit later, but right now let's actually get into the shoes themselves, because they arrived, like I said, arrived today. I've actually already opened the box, tried them on, but the unboxing experience is essentially gonna be the same for these shoes, and maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna put the shoes right here, or maybe do some montages of the shoes. But as you can see here, this is essentially the box. Just, I'm gonna blur some stuff out later. And then in the actual box, at least just packaging wise, it says GOAT verified. And inside the actual box, you get this little GOAT verified card that essentially shows off, I don't know if you can see here, essentially shows off through what this shoe has been put through to make sure that it's a quality product and that it is a legitimate product. Now, as you can see here, you have stuff like the size, the right and left, the shoe condition, the box condition, the accessories, structure, color, material, stitching, sole, and label and tag. They go ahead and make sure that you actually get the product that you ordered, that you don't get scammed. And you know, overall, I mean, I've actually never used the site. This is the first time, like I've said before, that I've used the site, but overall the experience was pretty good. Just to complement your purchase, you get a little GOAT sticker that you can stick, I guess, anywhere. I might stick it on my skateboard or something, you know, skater boys out there. But so when you get down to the actual packaging, you have the box, or the original box that the shoes came in. Now, the reason why I bought these shoes is they were $55, but the original retail price of these shoes was actually $100. I was looking at a shoe that was released in 2018 and had been out for some time. I actually got them cheaper for what people were getting them during the initial release date. Maybe it wasn't as popular of a shoe, maybe people didn't like it, but at least to me, these are really good looking shoes, right? And so you have the box, regular Nike box, and as it said, or as it was listed, it has no lid, which brought the price down of the shoe. But now, look at the shoes, all right? That's a nice shoe, all right? As you can see, if we look all around through the shoe, right, it's a pretty good shoe. Looks dead stock, hasn't been used, right? So you gotta, whenever you're looking at a shoe, you gotta keep that in mind. I've actually already put these on for a little bit. Just try them on, just see how they fit, how they look. Make sure that they're my size and that I didn't commit a grave mistake by going half a size bigger, but I think it did the trick, you know? It was pretty good. Nothing really to complain here. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a pretty nice shoe. So when I got it, it didn't look used at all. You know, the sole, looking at the sole, it doesn't look used. It's got that new shoe smell. In the box, you know, I'm gonna be using the shoes. I'm not gonna actually put them in a glass case or anything. So even if they had something, maybe a little scuff or anything, as long as it wasn't anything too major, I would have used these shoes. But just inspecting them, the stitching, everything looks good. Although I'm no sneaker expert, so you don't really quote me on that. But at least from my experience, my shopping experience with GOAT was pretty good, you know. I mean, I don't really care about the box anyway. Mostly about the shoes. But you know, I got them at a pretty good price. As you can see here, have a little sticker, which makes sure that this was actually pretty good. You can see here the suggested retail price was $85, and I ended up buying them for $70. So yeah, actually got them a bit cheaper than what they were originally going for. But overall, pretty good product. Would highly recommend you guys to use GOAT. This isn't a sponsored video or anything. I don't have enough viewers for this to be a sponsored video, but you know, pretty good product overall, pretty good service overall. I would really highly recommend you guys to use GOAT. Maybe next time I'll use StockX for something like shirts, maybe shoes, watches. You know, StockX has a lot of stuff from different brands, Supreme, Bape, Keith. So maybe I'll buy something from StockX and see how that goes and make a video about that. But so far it's been pretty good, and I like the product, you know, really solid product. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any suggestions for next videos. I know that these videos aren't really that professional, but you know, it's a little something I wanted to throw in here, just highlighting my experience with GOAT and how that's been for me since I'm actually a first-time buyer. And so hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.
お前はもう